Sure, you mentioned there about events that have gone by. Eid as well has recently gone by, and so many Eids as well over the 7 years have gone by. It must be so tough on the family to have somebody missing, but then having to go and visit somebody inside prison and try and relay things that have happened in your family and so forth. How do you keep that, I suppose, motivation going?
Well, basically, I mean, it was Babar's 16th Eid, because obviously you have 2 Eids every year. It was the 16th Eid this year. When my grandmother died, we had to wait for him to call in the morning. We can't pass any bad news on to him, and we don't actually give it to him in the night because it's not good for them to hear anything which might upset them. So we were waiting for him to call in the morning. When we have our children are born, within the first few weeks of their newborn life, we're taking them to the prison to meet their uncle. And that's something that we've just had to accept as part of our life now. When we go to see him, he tries to stay positive. He's happy to see us. And more than that, I think the public support that we have gained over the years has really, really kept us going. And even more so now, Babar Ahmad's case is now a mainstream issue. Everyone's talking about it. You go on YouTube, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos people are making, sign the petition, do this, do that. And that's why now where we've got that zeal for Babar's case, where it's urging people to lobby their MPs, and as Adil said, we have got this Westminster Hall debate, but there is something which we have to make clear about this. This Westminster Hall debate is not a proper full-blown Commons debate. Every other petition so far that's reached 100,000 has been scheduled for a full Commons debate. I mean, the cheap petrol prices petition has received 110,000 signatures, and they've already been scheduled for a full Commons debate next week. Now, the difference between a full Commons debate and a Westminster Hall debate is that a Westminster Hall debate is a few MPs might turn up, they might not turn up, there's no vote. It's not actually a proper debate as such, whereas a Commons debate is what we want. We want MPs all to be there for there to be a vote, for this issue to be taken seriously. And that's why there is outrage out there now that why is Babar's case being treated differently? We've had people working day and night. People have not just signed this petition just to have a parliamentary meeting that could have been scheduled anyhow, which was actually scheduled. Dominic Raab's meeting has actually already been scheduled for the 24th of November. However, they've just added Babar's the debate on Babar's case just onto the side, whereas we haven't actually been granted the debate that we want.
Sure, I'm just going to cross over a deal. It's just not good enough, is it? What, just to be sort of tagged on the end of something else that's going on? Shouldn't it be given a full and proper, thoroughly investigated, talked about issue?
Absolutely. A Westminster Hall debate is exactly not a full debate. It's very much a small debate. That debate is about the extradition treaty generally. I absolutely agree that if you've got 140,000 signatures, which is more than I think it's the Robert Halfon petition to do with cuts and petrol prices, that has less signatures, although that's been put down for a full debate, that this issue, because of the type of issue it is and the signatures, does merit, most people would argue, a full debate in the House of Commons, and also where people can actually vote on a motion. That doesn't happen in Westminster Hall. But what I will say is the fact that the extradition treaty will be discussed by Dominic Raab and others in Westminster Hall is a good start, because they can actually allude to the Babar Ahmad case, because it shows the application of the Extradition Act and the unfairness and the lack of reciprocity between the US and UK in terms of the burden of proof and evidence needed to extradite from here to there. Also, the other thing that's potentially good for the campaign is that the recent review may have said the laws are not biased, i.e. the Act, but that's contradicted by the United Kingdom's Joint Human Rights Committee, which reported in June, which actually said that they wanted the government to renegotiate the UK's extradition treaty so that British citizens get the same protection as Americans. So I think the Westminster Hall debate will be a good thing for this campaign.
Sure.
It will give it an opportunity to appear in Hansard, and Dominic Raab and others absolutely, I think, will be raising this issue. So I think it's a good thing. It's not enough.
Thanks, Adil. Thank you so much for shedding light and putting that into context for us. Really, really appreciate your thoughts tonight, Adil. I'll let you go now. Back to you, Nazia. What will happen now in terms of the campaign then?
Well, basically now we've set out a huge lobbying campaign. We're getting everyone to contact their MPs on our website, www.freebabarahmad.com. We're telling everyone to write to their MPs and tell them that they need to make sure that they attend this Westminster Hall debate. And not only that, when they attend it, that we do push for this Commons debate, because, I mean, I do agree that this Westminster Hall debate is going to be good for the campaign. However, it was scheduled already, and B, you know, we want this issue to be taken to the next level. We want it to be discussed at a higher level in the Commons. And not only that, we are all asking, everyone's asking, why is this e-petition being treated differently to all the other e-petitions? Because we were given two reasons as to why we're not giving this Commons debate. The first reason was that there was not enough public support. However, of course, we have over 140,000 signatures, which anyone would agree shows plenty of public support. And secondly, we were told that there was not enough time. There was not enough time for parliamentary time, and so we are now saying, fine, if you can't schedule it for this year, you know, we'll wait for it in the new year, like the one for the No to 70 million petition. So we are really urging everyone out there, if you've signed this petition or if you haven't signed this petition, write to your MP, tell them they must attend this Westminster Hall debate, they need to come and support this case. It's outrageous that a British citizen can be sent to the United States of America for life in prison, where he could have easily stood at trial in this country. Whether or not he's guilty, it's for the UK to decide. It's not for the US.
Sure. Nazia, before you go, I'm going to squeeze in a poem for you. Shabs has called in. Shabs, welcome to the programme.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. You're through to Midlands Masala and through to Nazia as well, the sister of Babar Ahmed. Go for it. Tell us your poem.
Shall I just go for it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, basically I've written a poem on Babar Ahmed, and it goes like this. For 7 years I've been held in captivity. What is the reason for this hostility? Early morning, 5 a.m. dawn raid when an MI5 raided my place. What was my crime? What did I do wrong? What sin have I done? 7 years they imprisoned me, restricted access to my friends and family. Now I've got a petition that needs 100,000 signatures. How hard can it be signed? It isn't difficult. It's ridiculous. It's abysmal. Allegations against me amazing, like the AQA syllabus. I can't explain my situation in syllables. It will need a poem or story, but it isn't going to be as clean as Balamori. If I did wrong, trial me, convict me, put me in front of a judge or jury. So they and the public can decide my case, but they can never dictate my fate. You see, as a Muslim, I see this as a trial from Allah, in which if I'm patient, I'll be granted Jannah. Charge me or release me. The allegations against me are a complete fallacy. Where's the evidence that you say you've got against me? Where's the alleged terrorist material from my pieces and CDs? After 7 years now, you want to extradite me? What a pathetic hypocrisy. What happened to British trials for British citizens? All I want to know is if I'm guilty or innocent. I know I've done nothing wrong. I'm totally innocent. If you don't believe me, then let me prove my innocence. You brag about human rights, but towards mine you are negligent. Is it because I'm Muslim? I'm not important, non-existent. I may not be important to you, but I'm important to my family, especially to the woman who for 9 months carried me. She didn't give me birth just so I could waste my adult years. Yes, waste. What life is there? You spent incarcerated 23 hours alone. You are isolated. Violence, surprise, rage. You are subjugated, stripped, searched, humiliated, naked. Your honor is taken away. Your pride is destroyed. You feel worthless like a broken sim, null and void. I'm only allowed a family visit once a month. Are you doing that? Are you taking a biscuit, or is that for fun? I'm glad the petition came to light and the British are on my side. They finally see it through my eyes. To me, that isn't a surprise. Britain stands for justice, freedom and equality, but not acting on that is a complete hypocrisy. You stand for the values that you do the complete opposite, and that isn't even half of it. For 7 years, I've been held in captivity. What is the reason for this hostility? Early morning, 5 a.m. dawn raid when an MI5 raided my place. That's my poem.
Wow, and perfect timing as well, because we're just about to hit the travel news as well at 7:45. Stay on the line for me, both Shabs and Nazia, because we're going to get a reaction from that poem. Stay with me.
BBC WM Eyewitness Travel.
Time for some travel, 7:45 with Paul.
Thank you very much. Now, things are moving much better, but there is a problem now on the M 6 at the moment. If you're heading from junction 9 down to 8 on the southbound side, one lane has been closed off to recover a vehicle involved in an accident. It's causing some slow traffic now. Back from junction 10, heading down to 9, you've got slow traffic because of the accident. In Binley and Coventry, Binley Road is closed in both directions. Roadworks are going on through the night between Prince Thorpe Way and down towards Brinklow Road. It means bus services are affected. 3, 4, 13 and 34, they'll be diverted. In Bearwood, temporary traffic lights at Bearwood Road to Sandown Road make it a little bit slow going there. And through Dudley Town Centre, Wolverhampton Street's closed in both directions between Southwell Lane and down towards the High Street for ongoing roadworks. Public transport, Arriva Trains Wales have got a replacement bus service running between Wolverhampton and Shrewsbury because of scheduled engineering works, and the cross country service between Birmingham New Street and Derby has got buses running between Lichfield, Trent, Valley, Tamworth and Wilnecote stations because of scheduled engineering works, and trains are diverted via Lichfield City Station. If you spot anything else, call 08000 725 200. Paul Shuttleworth, BBC Radio Travel.
Midlands Masala with Arshia Riaz.
It is 7:46 here on BBC WM and BBC Coventry and Warwickshire, in conversation with Nazia, the sister of Babar Ahmed, but also Shabs as well, who just gave us a really brilliant poem as well just before the travel news. Now, how long, Shabs, did it take you to write that?
That took a couple of minutes, actually, because I was just brainstorming it.
Wow.
And then just kind of wrote as I went along, kind of thing.
And what made you sort of put pen to paper?
Well, because there's been a lot of stuff going on about Babar. There's been the petition, videos, and stuff from Amir Khan, Driver of Badman Guy, and all these other politicians and celebrities getting involved. And I thought I'd probably just do something on a more creative side, just to kind of get people to sign a petition if all the other stuff hasn't worked. So I thought I'd kind of write it from his eyes, the way he sees it.
Sure. Nazia, what did you make of the poem?
No, it was really, really powerful, very moving. I mean, it's just incredible. There are so many people out there who've been writing poems, writing songs. We recently came across a video on YouTube where some actors have actually acted out Barbara's story, and it's very, very moving, very emotional. They act out how he must be in a prison cell, what must it be like, and this is all just very, very reassuring for us to see that there are so many people out there who care so much for Barbara's case and have so much to give. And, everyone who's out there and everyone who's listening, and if you feel outraged by Barbara's case, please do support us. Please go to our website, www.freebabarahmad.com, and please see how you can help us, because now we've reached our target for the signatures. We really need to push for this MP lobbying and get our result in Parliament.
Nazia, the sister of Babar Ahmed, thank you so much for joining us on Midlands Masala. Thank you. And Shabs, thank you so much for sharing that poem as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.